Hello everybody, welcome to another Qashqai video. This is a continuation of last week's video, which was all about the speed limiter function. Today I'm going to go over the cruise control function. Now, as before, this is a 2014 1.5 DCI Tecna model. It should be pretty similar to yours in the way it shows on the dashboard. You may have the different steering wheel from the newer J11, which is has like a flat bottom to it, and instead of these rocker switches you actually have buttons, but the overall way it works is still very similar, so hopefully we'll be able to take some tips and knowledge out of this video. Again, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to show you the cruise control in actual use today because I don't have any way of recording myself using it. Obviously I can't use my phone whilst driving, so otherwise I'd be able to show you it. So I'm just going to have to actually talk you through how it works. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to get something together, maybe I have to get my wife to video me driving or something like that. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously to get it functioning we need the car started, so let's get it started up. I do believe I haven't got much fuel at the moment, so do excuse that. There we go. So yeah, only 38 miles. Right, so the buttons are as the same as when you had the limiter with the limiter buttons. The cruise control button is this one on the right, limiter is on the left. When you click on it, it will say cruise on the dashboard. Let me just get that in focus. So you turn it on, cruise on, and you can see above it, just up here, we've got the setting that your cruise control is set at. Obviously, because I'm going nowhere, it's not actually set. And unlike the speed limiter, I can't set this until I reach the desired speed, because that's obviously how cruise control works. So what you need to do is when you get to whatever desired speed you wish to cruise at, so this is obviously ideal on a motorway or something like that, it's really useful for that, stops you getting a dead leg, etc. You just get to whatever speed you want and you tap this down, which is set, as you can see underneath it. When you do that, this display up here will change to whatever speed you've just set it at, and your little cruise control logo just above my finger here will go green, and that will show, for example, 70 miles an hour if that's what you've set it at, or whatever you've set it at. So going from there, if you wanted to turn off the cruise control temporarily, perhaps you were getting some traffic or something like that, your options are as follows. The first thing you can do is you can press the cancel button, and what that will do is cancel your current cruise control setting. You'll see that your cruise control logo will go back to grey, and you will have full control over the car again in regards to its speed. The other option you can do is, if it's a manual, you can just press on the clutch pedal or on the brake pedal. Either of those will do exactly the same as pressing cancel, and will just deactivate the cruise control. It won't turn it off, it'll just deactivate it. And the final thing you can do is actually turn cruise control off by pressing this cruise control button again, and what will happen, it will disappear, and that means cruise control is off. So now if you were to press set again or anything like that, it won't come back on because you've turned cruise control off. So turning cruise control back on again, let's say, like I said, hypothetically you were doing 70 miles an hour, you got a little bit of traffic or something like that, and you slowed down a bit. Obviously that would deactivate the cruise control, but you would still have 70 miles per hour up here because it remembers that's the cruise control speed that you wanted. To return to that speed again, all you need to do is press up on this button, which you can see is res, which is resume, and you just tap that. The car will accelerate itself, so be ready for that to happen if you don't use cruise control that often. The car will accelerate itself back up to that speed. Your other options with cruise control, you see you've got the plus and the minus. You can just go up and down by 1 mile an hour at a time if you wanted to, or if you hold it, it will increase or decrease in 5 mile an hour increments. So for example, if we're at 70 mile an hour, perhaps we were going into a temporary 50 mile an hour speed limit zone, you could hold that down, it would go 65, 60, 55, 50, and you'd let go, and the car would slow down to that speed. Obviously it would do it as if you took your foot off the accelerator, it will not brake for you, so it's probably best, in my opinion, to slow down to that speed and then set the cruise control again to whatever speed you're at. That is it in a nutshell. Only other things to mention is, if you have got cruise control on and you accelerate, the cruise control won't deactivate. What will happen is you will accelerate, but then if you took your foot off the accelerator, the car would coast back down to whatever that previous setting was. So maybe if you're overtaking a car, you know, you could put your foot down, go around the car, take your foot off the gas once you've got around it, and the car will slow down back to that speed. Again, it won't brake for you, it will coast. And that's about it. I really do apologise. If I turn you around, I really do apologise that I can't give you a physical demonstration of this. I do, you know, I think I'll be able to get something together at some point. But the best thing I can say is if you've got any questions, if you're unsure about it, feel free to ask in the comments. I will reply as soon as I can, or someone else might pop along and be able to help you. If you really are unsure of it and you haven't used it before, and it is a little bit scary because at the end of the day the car is kind of controlling itself, I would perhaps go into, you know, a car park or a private road or somewhere quiet and just have a play with it. You can set it, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe you can set it from 20 miles an hour. So you can go slowly with cruise control on. And then you could play with the increasing the speed, decreasing the speed, cancelling it, see what the pedals do and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're unsure, just give it a go in your own time, your own space, take your time with it, and a bit like the speed limiter, which I will post a little link just there, you will find actually this is really useful. You won't get a dead leg anymore on motorways from sitting with it on that same pedal position. So I highly recommend you have a play with it if you haven't before. But as usual guys, if you could like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. You can check out my playlist now, which is really long. I don't know how many videos we're on now. We're probably heading towards 20 videos just in the Did You Know Qashqai series. There's also some videos on modifications you can do to your Qashqai too. I am still looking for people that want to help with the channel and contribute videos about the J10 model. So that's the previous to this model, the early model, which was before 2013, 2014 and before. If you wanted to contribute to this channel and help me out, because I can't make videos about the J10, that'd be really helpful. So do get in touch via the comments or my Facebook page, which there will be a link below, and I shall see you in the next video. See you guys.